such good shit.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the Next One podcast. And we have two special guests today. It's a twofer. We're losing two members of the podcast, but bringing on two new members for this episode. It is our good friends, Bridget and Brianna Herlihy. Guys, how you doing in your isolation, wherever you guys are, your undisclosed location?
We're doing well. We're in Pennsylvania still.
So location is no longer undisclosed.
No longer undisclosed. If you need us, Pennsylvania's where to go. We're just hanging out, just trying to make the time go by as quick as possible. Hoping to be able to go outside some point soon, but
we'll discuss what you guys have been doing to pass that time, because that'll probably be the bulk of this podcast. But this is a sports podcast, so we want to ask some sports questions. So Zach, do you want to ask, or do you want the ultra pro interviewer to go first?
Hey, I'm just a rookie, right? You show me the ropes, right?
That's what I do. I show everyone the ropes, and sometimes I forget what the ropes are or where they are. But guys, your season was cut short, so I just want to get your opinion on, or just get your thoughts on what it felt like to get your season just cut short like that.
I think for me, it was Brianna wasn't playing this year because she's been injured.
My season got cut the second game,
which she did well with.
Brianna, do you want to indulge the audience how that got cut, or do you want to just mention it?
Second game of the season, right before the fourth quarter, I tore my ACL during the game.
She was making
but I did make an assist, and we got a 3.
No.
So yeah, it was kind of an assist. And made an assist. I saved the ball from going out of bounds.
Heroic diving play.
And then we got a 3, which was our first lead of the season. So I'm not mad about it.
That's so true.
So it was worth
It took 7 quarters for us to get a lead.
Sure did.
7 quarters and 1 ACL.
Yeah.
An entire ligament.
It came at a great cost.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm new to the Zoom thing, and I'm getting so many notifications on my computer.
That's okay.
But Zach, give me your question.
What was my question?
Well, let me answer the question.
He didn't
Yeah, but to say, I don't think.
Yeah, he didn't answer
Yeah,
my.
I would say, yeah.
So for me, it was pretty tough just because it was my senior season and we were just about to start postseason. We didn't do as well in the Big East tournament as we had hoped, but we were hoping to redeem ourselves in the postseason tournament, like the WNIT, and we never really got the chance. So it was upsetting, and it was really sudden. It was a very sudden ending that no one was really expecting, because you can't really expect or plan for stuff like this. But we all kind of took it in stride and made the most of what we are able to appreciate, like, about the season, about what we were able to accomplish and all that.
Now, was it a lot more satisfying being able to play in the Big East tournament? Like, the men's team didn't even have a chance because the men's canceled all their tournaments, but you guys always got to play your Big East games.
Yeah, we were glad about that, because some men's tournaments, like the Big East tournament for the men's side, the first game was stopped halfway through.
What I love about the Big East is every other major conference canceled it before it even happened. It took the Big East like getting ridicule playing a half before it split, which I thought was funny.
Well, because we're fighters. We're fighters.
Big East is literally basketball or bust. Like,
ball is life. Yeah.
So thinking back on the season, what would you say was your favorite, most memorable game?
DePaul, our senior night game, because we were supposed to lose by a lot.
We were like 18th ranked.
It was our senior night. Yeah, they were ranked 11 or 12 at the time.
Yeah, I think it was like 12 at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 12. It was Harry, our coach's last game ever. So it was a lot of
fans.
Yeah. All the alums were there. It was great. Yeah. And we really weren't expecting to win.
And we won by like 20.
Not that we knew there was a chance that we could win, but we weren't expecting to win like that. We won by almost 20, or
it was 18.
18. Yeah.
I remember I was watching that game at my house, and watching it, I was like, there was like everything went perfect.
Yeah.
Like it was like Villanova could do no wrong.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
beautiful.
absurd. Like they were trying to press, and then you guys just do these like full court passes, and I'm like, this is absurd. Like this is the number 11 team in the country, and you guys were absolutely putting a whooping on them. It was awesome.
Well, because they beat us the first time we played them at DePaul, they beat us by pressing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't break the press.
We couldn't break the press.
Even when you guys were breaking the press, they were not getting out of the press.
Yeah.
That's all they just kept pressing. And it was just fast break score after fast break score.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Tough.
And you guys beat the second team in the Big East. I forgot who it was, but you guys
Marquette.
Yeah, you guys whooped Marquette like the game before, or is it a game after?
Fun fact, actually, we were the first team to like win the Marquette DePaul weekend, because it's always, you know, those two, since 2006, and it was
15.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. 2015. 2006. 2015, and in 2015 it was also us.
Wow. Now, do you want to explain to the viewers when you say the Marquette DePaul week, for people that don't know, that you face like certain teams certain weekends?
Yeah. So do you want me to, I'll explain. For the Big East, for the women's side, we play all our games on Fridays and Sundays so that we don't miss as much class time. And every school in the Big East has a locational partner. So ours is Georgetown. Marquette and DePaul are partners because they're like a 2-hour drive or something from each other. Butler, Xavier are a pair. Seton Hall, St. John's. And then Providence and Creighton, which is the one that makes the least amount of sense, but it's the only, those are the two like outliers that need to kind of be paired up. So every weekend you play a pair of schools and you always play them together. So that's what we mean when we say the DePaul Marquette weekend, because those were the two best teams in the league, and they're also the two closest together. Mm-hmm. So we play them at the same time always.
Now, the most pertinent question is, for the women's and men's side, who would have won the national championship in your guys' opinion? Or give me your final four, final two for each side.
Okay. We're a little biased on the men's side because our men were in it, and we're big fans.
But they weren't really. They didn't really have a super hot streak going into it.
They're
That's
kind of
sometimes better. That's
think so?
Better.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? If they ran the Big East, that would have been huge because the Big East is stacked. So they probably would have been a top 3 seed if they did.
Yeah.
But they were struggling a little bit going into the Big East tournament.
They did end up they shared first, but it depends on the tournament.
He's saying the tournament, yeah. I liked their chances in the tournament.
I did too.
In the Big East tournament.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, the Big East was definitely stacked this year for the men. I don't know. I think that all of the pieces were kind of coming together. Like Dado was starting to play really well. Sadiq is a beast, and all them. So I don't know. I liked them for it.
So you like them for winning it all?
Yep.
Brianna, are you in the same boat?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like other teams that I watched on the men's side, but I honestly can't think of any that like.
The side, Kansas was the hot ticket because everyone.
Yeah, we already beat Kansas though.
But you guys, but that was also like the second week into the season.
Yeah, I was about to say the number one seed there was a time where like the number one seed lost like for 3 straight weeks. The number one seed kept losing.
True.
Yeah,
that's the thing about March Madness.
Madness.
It's madness. It's crazy.
That's why they call it March Madness.
You really can't predict anything in that tournament.
Like without the March Madness tournament, this month of March felt like, I think it's well believed that the month of March felt like a year. Like a year.
I think next year's March Madness is going to be so crazy.
It's going to be wild.
It's
going to be so crazy.
Assuming it happens, not to be doom and gloom, but you know.
Way to be doom and gloom, bro.
Someone's gonna be doom and gloom. Might as well be me.
Fine. Who do you think was gonna win it?
I'll go just basic answer. Just say Kansas, just because Kansas was well conceded. Maybe I'll have Villanova go into the Elite Eight. I think Villanova could have made a run.
No way, bro. No way. Unless they won the Big East tournament, there's no way.
Oh.
They had to win the Big East tournament.
Why?
So they can get a good seeding.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think when I did a lot of pre March Madness rankings where the pros had Villanova, and I think most of them had them around 5 or 6 seed.
If they won the Big East, they would have been a top 3 seed.
Yeah.
The Big East is way too good, or even a top 2 seed.
I don't know. I think they would have been a top 4 definitely.
I definitely liked their chances winning the Big East tournament though. They always do really well at the Big East tournament.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Big East play, it's super competitive.
Yeah, but
I
they kill
agree,
it.
but-
Madison Square Garden is like where they play
really
the
kill it
best.
there.
They beat St. John's by like a ridiculous
A
amount
lot.
there.
Well,
That's
I don't know.
safe.
I like a Michigan State for this year.
Michigan State.
State, yeah. A lot of seniors on that team. Real good coach.
Well, Villanova is bring mostly everyone back, if I'm correct, right?
They did not have
They didn't have
any seniors like playing.
Villanova is I don't think. I mean, maybe. I mean, you guys should probably speak better. But like, I don't think they've ever had a one and done. They're pretty good at keeping their talent.
Technically, Omari Spellman,
But he redshirted.
but
his freshman year.
he went
Okay.
to school for 2 years and only played for 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But they're pretty good at keeping their talent. I mean, that's why they're
Yeah.
always such a. I feel like they're always such a good team.
Because they're more team oriented than get the top freshmen.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Jay Wright recruits like that on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, like from a coaching perspective, I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Like
Yeah.
being able to develop guys for 4 years rather than knowing that they're just going to be, you're just a stepping stone in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jay Wright recruits that way, which I think is a lot more commendable and shows you're a better coach. Like coaches like Coach K and the University of Kentucky coach, what's his face,
Calipari.
Calipari, like they only go for one and done guys, and like, Coach K's on record
But they
saying
know that. They know that.
no, yeah. I'm saying Coach K is saying like I'd rather have like a hardworking 3-star recruit than a lazy 5-star recruit. It's like no, you wouldn't. You want the 5-star no matter what.
Lied to us.
Liar.
Yeah, and then it like takes away from the coaching too, because you're coaching people that are going to be are going to be pros next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
And people that you need to develop into a full player.
Yeah.
But, so
But
you guys both
did you guys follow any of the from the women's side? Do you think DePaul had a chance to run the table?
No.
No.
Okay, I don't think
I
so.
I think
either.
maybe would have won like the first game.
Yeah.
Against like a low seed.
Maybe. And then the
Yeah.
loss. I think it would have been Oregon
Oregon was.
and UConn
Fucked.
or Stanford final 2.
Yep.
You don't think South Carolina?
Where's South Carolina?
I don't.
What I do like though about women's basketball, especially in the past couple of years, like UConn hasn't been. Yeah, UConn dominates, but like it's not so obvious
Yeah.
that UConn's gonna win it all.
Yeah.
It's not like
You know-
UConn's gonna win the national championship by 20 and
Yeah, you know, like at least now, I mean, it may not be competitive all the way down from like the first seed to the number 64 seed, but at least the top 15, we know those are gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
competitive games.
yeah, that's like UConn has won in the past 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
You know,
I think Oregon really would have won it.
Yeah.
yeah, they have the best player in the nation. So
Yeah.
they're the player of the year.
helps. And that brings up a good point that I almost forgot to make. So, Brianna, you'll be playing next year, and UConn's women's team is moving to the Big East.
Mhm.
And I know you wanted that smoke senior of high school, but that energy's still the same here.
Oh, definitely. It's obviously like scary because
That's not the first thing you say.
I mean it is, but I'm definitely like super excited because we've been playing the same 9 teams for the past 4 years. Like it's exciting to have someone new, and it's also
Fresh
like,
face.
yeah, nice to have like that change of pace. Like it's just going to be like really interesting to see, and it's another like goal to work towards, you know.
Yeah.
Like instead of like playing the same 9 teams, like there's someone new to like recruit and like learn their plays and, you know, work towards like beating them. So,
I might have already asked you guys this when you told us this, but is that nobody's leaving, right?
no.
No, that's what I was just gonna say. It's gonna be interesting with
Yeah.
the
The
pair
travel
thing that
partners.
we were just.
It probably
explaining.
makes sense for UConn to pair up with Providence.
Providence, and then have Creighton by themselves.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Creighton should just leave the Big East. they're not
They're not even in the East. They're in the dead center of the country.
Let me see. Where are they?
Creighton's in
They're
India.
in Omaha.
Nebraska.
Nebraska?
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska.
It's the worst.
that's
random.
just like the Dallas Cowboys being the Big East in the NFL. Not Big East, the NFC.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
I mean, honestly, there's like a lot of teams, like Butler, Indiana, like that's the Midwest. Like Indiana is in the Midwest.
And like
they're not.
And doesn't have only 10 teams. Big Ten has a lot more than 10 teams.
Yeah. Like.
Well, the ACC has Notre Dame.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Coast Conference has a team that's in the dead smack center of the country. It doesn't really none of it makes
Also
sense.
The NCAA doesn't make sense in general, but
Fine.
don't want to get too much in that. But we're gonna
Student athletes should be paid.
I won't make those tough answers, but we'll get on to the main beef of this podcast episode, because before the episode we were talking a lot about Marvel, the cinematic universe, not the. What was that?
So we got to give the background.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, you got the back. Oh, okay, all right.
I was planning. So we're thinking of topics to discuss, and we kind of went off on a tangent talking about Marvel, the cinematic universe, not the comic book universe. So 2 different worlds, I think, for all the comic book nerds. But we were talking top 3 Marvel superheroes, and it's not necessarily your favorite, but it's not necessarily the best too. It's just who your top 3 are, like your favorite ones, basically.
Your favorite.
Also.
So it is your favorite.
So
It's exactly what you said, right? It's your favorite.
It's your favorite by whatever criteria you choose.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you
Not
for
necessarily the best superhero. You mean in terms of fighting, but your favorite in terms of personality, backstory, character development, all that.
So, if you guys want to give yours first, your top 3. Zach, you want to go second, and I'll save mine best for last.
I was thinking also, because we were teetering with the idea of 4. Let's do top 3, and let's give an honorable mention.
Okay.
Top 3, 1 honorable mention.
1 honorable mention. Let's do it.
All
right, Brianna, you're up first.
Do we have to give our reasoning or just top 3? Because
you can give your reasoning if you'd like.
We'll probably argue the reasoning later too.
I'm sure whatever Ryan says will be stupid, so I'm sure we can talk about that.
We already know it will be.
Okay. So my top 3 is Iron Man, for obvious reasons, Thor, and then Black Widow, and then honorable mention. I haven't really thought of.
I would say the honorable mention is like someone who's like kind of swept underneath the rug. Nobody really pays attention to him, but like he kind of like low key he or she plays a crucial factor.
Feminism. Or, I think the 4th would just be like the one that just missed the cut, but you could do that too.
No, come on, bro.
Let's see. I do really like Wanda. I feel like she's. Oh no! You know who I like? I like the lady. What's his name? T'Challa's sister.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good answer.
I like her.
The scientist one.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good answer.
Be friends with her, and she's a bro.
She's funny.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Not as respected answer.
See, like that's the definition of honorable mention right there. That's a good one, Brianna.
Okay. Good one.
That's a
lot.
All
right, Bridget, you're up.
Okay, my first one was Iron Man. I like him because of his like development through the time span of the whole like
his character development throughout.
Yes. Yeah. Because like he starts off as like arrogant and super selfish and all that, and then he ends up being the guy to take the ultimate one for the team. And I like that. I like that you get to see him grow like that throughout the movies. And then my second one was Thor. No, sorry. My second one was Gamora. I like Gamora. I just like her. No
badass
for that. I think she's cool. And then my third was Ant-Man because he's kind of underrated as not underrated, but like kind of forgotten as a superhero, but I also think he's hilarious. And he plays a big role in the Civil War movie. Good stuff. Honorable mention. I don't know how to.
He plays a big role in Endgame too.
I was gonna say
He
The
plays a
whole
huge
idea
game.
of the whole time heist was
I'm
all
not,
Ant-Man.
I wasn't saying that was the only like. I'm just
No, I got you. I'm just saying, like, that's a good pick.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if this counts, but could I pick like Friday?
Yeah. You're talking like Iron Man's like assistant?
Yeah, like the person that like the intel basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
thought you liked.
Do you like Friday more than Jarvis?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Jarvis becomes Vision though.
Yeah.
Well, no. Ultron kills Jarvis.
No.
But no.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't. No, because Jarvis hides himself in the Matrix or whatever, and then is reloaded into Vision.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because remember that scene where
Why'd they call him Jarvis?
Yeah,
then?
he has the same voice.
Yeah.
Why'd they call him Jarvis then?
What?
Why'd they give him Vision? Why'd they call him Jarvis?
Because Ultron's like, oh, my Vision. They made it or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a good honorable mention.
I thought your honorable mention would have been the guy that died in the first Marvel movie.
Coulson.
Yeah.
I do love Coulson, but he's only in like the first half of like. I do love Agent Coulson. I think he's adorable, and
I think Coulson's also in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he's in Captain Marvel, and he actually is the reason that they're like able to, because he makes the judgment call and decides not to tell the other agents that he sees Nick Fury, which is hard to do. So he's a good other honorable mention, but I don't think
he's only in up until the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So
Ryan, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
Well, you guys won't like mine, but
facts.
Okay.
Maybe we should save yours for last because we can argue it.
Okay.
All right, my one, obviously, Iron Man. He's the GOAT. 2, Thor, just because. Also, GOAT number 2. 3, I'm a Spider-Man guy, especially with Tom Holland. I was saying in our conversation earlier that once Spider-Man has like 1 or 2 more movies out, I think he's gonna, especially with Captain America and Iron Man officially not being in Marvel movies anymore, I think Spider-Man's gonna kind of catapult himself into the number 1 spot for a lot of people. In my honorable mention, it was between. I think I'm gonna go Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, just because it was either between Rocket or Groot, because Groot actually plays a pretty significant role in a lot of things.
He does.
But I like Rocket more just because he's a shifty little guy, and he's a little guy, but he's always working with the big dogs.
He gets the job
You
done.
gotta love to see it.
Right. So
Mine's like number 1 is Nick Fury.
True. My top 3. So number 1, I like Thor a lot. Like for some reasons for why Bridget likes Iron Man, the character development, how he kind of changes from being this ultra serious guy in the first one to being almost as goofy as like the funny characters in Endgame. Yeah. And he's just a handsome guy, and I appreciate that. Number 2.
Oh, you're bringing looks into this. Huh? Interesting.
I mean, you gotta bring.
Interesting that you choose a guy. But
we're a progressive podcast. Number 2 is what I have out Iron Man, because Iron Man is elite company, so I'm happy putting Iron Man number 2. Now, my number 3 has been. My number 3 has been everyone I've asked has disagreed with me, so I'm still sticking to it. But number 3 is Captain America, because also his character development was pretty good.
no, he was
He could
an asshole.
He was able to make fun of himself more. He has America's ass. He has
what
the
does
best
he make fun of himself for? He gets all butthurt when people make fun of him saying language.
Because he likes to keep it PG. You know, PG-13 movies don't make as much money, so he wants his movies to be PG. That's a fact.
Ryan, the character development on Captain America was -1 million. He did not change from the first one to the last one.
Yeah, he did.
What's his development? Explain it.
Because
like we all saw Tony Stark and Thor's development. We did not see
because
anything Captain America.
he had to a 1940s guy, he had to adjust to the whole times changing and everything. And
Well,
just
that's not character development,
yes, it is. He changed himself.
No, it's not.
bro. What?
Captain America deserves to be top
We
3.
literally picked him for the experiment because the guy knew that he wouldn't change.
What?
No,
No,
he
like,
literally said,
he wouldn't be
"If you do
like
this, make sure you
what-
don't change. I like you for you."
he wouldn't use his powers for evils. That's why they gave it to him.
No, they gave it to him because he's a righteous asshole.
He's been the same guy, bro, since day one.
Same guy.
He's the same guy, but he's changed in a positive
He's
and
so bland.
Can you
Bro,
explain the change? Like you're just saying that he adapted to his time, to the new time. But
I mean-
he didn't change, like characteristically, he didn't change.
yeah, characteristically he didn't change. He's the one
No character
constant,
development. Okay.
he's the one constant, like the moral compass.
Bro, you're saying constant and you're saying change. Pick
Interrupt
one.
me. Let me explain.
Oh
Let
my
me explain.
gosh.
He is the
Okay,
moral
go.
compass. He hasn't- his morals haven't changed. He's the moral compass, but he's changed in how he interacts with people.
And how is that?
Interacts with who?
Not being all like all the stupid Marvel characters where
Who's stupid? Which one?
Iron Man. No, I'm just kidding.
Top 3.
But okay, before we get into Captain America argument, let me say my honorable mention.
Okay.
Okay. That's probably me. Who do you got?
So because I feel like we're all doing I wanted to do something from Guardians of the Galaxy. I wanted to say Thrax just because I love Batista and Thrax is funny. But Thrax is also a liability.
Wait, what?
Who?
Not Thrax. What's Batista's name? What's his name?
Drax.
Drax with a D.
I knew it was
Big
Axe.
Thrax.
It was Drax to Thrax. Thorax. I was thinking Drax, but obviously I don't know his name, so I can't choose Drax now.
No.
No.
Ryan, just think, which other guy do you know their name of?
Yeah.
Which other name do you know?
Thanos? Is Thanos your honorable mention?
Thanos. I'm a big fan of Bill Burr, and Bill Burr and Thanos have a lot of similar qualities, so I don't hate Thanos, but I don't like Thanos. Now, my honorable mention is Deadpool because he just gets kept out of all the movies.
Does he count?
He's a Marvel character. He's just not in that story.
I mean, I love Deadpool. He's hilarious.
Boom! That was a good
We're
answer.
allowed to
I'm
choose
thinking
that.
of it. But
Because we're not. That's not the discussion.
Yeah, bro. Deadpool isn't in
Bridget, stop.
like Deadpool was straight up useless.
huh?
Deadpool's useless in the Marvel movies.
He's an anti-hero.
All right, fine. I'm gonna go. Hawkeye.
Okay.
Hawkeye is kind of disrespected. I mean, in the first Avengers, he's kind of brainwashed, but
That's true.
he's also him and Black Widow are don't have really superpowers, normal humans, but can still get the job done. I mean, he put the team on his back in Endgame with the gauntlet, and he got the job done. Even though when I was watching Endgame, like it was spoiled for me that Iron Man would die, but when Black Widow and Hawkeye are fighting, I was really hoping Black Widow would win. But
Why?
Bro, I mean, he had a family.
Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
family.
Like,
I know, but like I was kind of hating him because he's just murdering everyone in Japan. I was like, it's kind of mean, bro. But I think they made the right choice keeping
they're
Hawkeye.
bad people, Ryan.
I mean, but
I'm not saying they deserve to die, but like,
Also, his
it's not like he's
entire
like,
family died. His whole family died.
I know. Which also,
You
do
can't.
you know?
You don't really recover from that.
I mean, I don't want to know what the feeling is, so I'm not gonna disagree. But also, I thought it was interesting. I haven't watched. I'll admit upfront to all the viewers, I have not watched Cold War,
Civil War. Holy crap.
Civil War. I knew it was a war. I just didn't know.
Oh, yes.
War.
The Cold War.
I was just wondering, do they talk about? I'm assuming they do, because I was watching Age of Ultron where Black Widow and what's the Hulk's actual character name?
Banner.
Yeah, Banner, Bruce Banner. Like, do they talk about their relationship in Civil War? I'm assuming they do.
No.
They don't?
No.
Banner's not even in it.
Bruce Banner and Hulk are out of it until Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
After
he flew
Ultron.
away.
Remember, he's in the Quinjet.
yeah, and yeah, I know because I know in Ragnarok he like stays in there because when Thor goes in the same ship, he sees the messages Black Widow sent and all that.
Yeah.
But
So he
do
goes.
they just kind of ignore that relationship? Because
Well, it's assumed that he gets into the Quinjet and lands there, and like they don't see him for years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But like, because when I saw that, then it kind of made me realize why. Like Hulk was the most angry probably when Black Widow died, and that kind of because that was when Hulk and Bruce Banner were kind of the same. So
Yeah,
that
when
makes
they
sense why.
killed Hulk, yeah, I remember.
You want to talk about that, Zach?
They killed the Hulk character.
How so?
Yes, I do want to talk about that. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for giving me a platform to speak. Hulk, what the whole point of his existence, one thing, Hulk smash. That's all he does. That's all they want him to do.
It's
That's
a
it.
shtick.
You see something, you smash it. Bad guy, smash.
I mean,
Just that
don't
simple.
smash innocent people.
Yeah, bad guy. Bad guy smash.
Okay.
Right.
He just
And
smashed
then-
everything, though. Really,
What?
He didn't have a moral compass in the first one.
he doesn't have a moral
Yeah,
compass.
but he's not supposed
ever.
to.
He's not supposed to. He's
I know.
supposed to be able to run wild.
So,
And
Zach,
when they merge him, not only did it like look visually just creepy,
Terrible. I hated
just
it.
weird.
Displeasing to the eye.
Yeah, like, and then like, and then we were talking about earlier, like the scene where they go back to New York, and like, they're like, all right, yeah, go smash something, Hulk, and he's like, ugh, and then like kind of hits a car, and I'm like, this is pathetic.
Yeah.
But
What have they done to Hulk?
Hulk and Ragnarok, he was badass.
I love
Hulk and Ragnarok was good, and then he just was a no show in Infinity War.
Yeah,
which was I thought that was a weird like idea of Marvel to do, but I think
just to give it like make it so they're like more against the wall. Because if you let Hulk just,
I think they were setting the stage for him to be like green, but still Bruce Banner in the last.
Oh, okay.
Because in Ragnarok, he's like, I've never been green for 2 years before, and then after that, he can't like turn back into Hulk. And remember, he's like in the big Iron Man suit, and he's like, "Come on, like Hulk, come on, I need you to get green." And he's like, "No."
Yep. I remember that.
So they're like fighting each other inside his body, and so that's why I think that sets the stage for him to be like both.
I don't know, like it just kills the whole persona of Hulk, especially
I'm not agreeing with the premise of it. I'm just saying I think that's what they were doing.
Like when they were in that diner and the kids came up to take a picture, I'm like, listen, this is supposed to be Hulk, a wild, monstrous creature. He doesn't take pictures with kids. That's Captain America's job.
Poor Ant-Man.
I want to get a little taco for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And
I love when he's like, "Hey, I'm Ant-Man. You want to take a picture with me?" And they're like, "Who?" And they're like, "Come on, take a picture with him."
like, get the hell out of here, kids.
The kid's like stranger danger.
No, when they showed hipster Hulk like walking away, like after you gave Ant-Man the tacos and like he was shoeless, he just felt like a wanderer, like a hipster wanderer.
Terrible. It's terrible. The glasses.
They killed him. They killed it. He's dead
What
now.
about Fat Thor? How did you feel about that?
I mean, it was well deserved.
Or
I mean, he feels like it's his fault. He feels the burden.
Because he didn't go for the head.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yeah, because he didn't go for the head. Thor's also one of my favorites because like he's also the strongest Avenger.
Yeah.
no, he's not. Captain
Who
Marvel's
is?
the strongest one.
Bro, she's not an actual Avenger. Like she's not a part of the
you're
Avengers.
talking about main Avengers?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
She's not a part of the Avengers.
I like
Also, Captain Marvel couldn't even beat Thanos one-on-one,
what
so
are you
get this
talking-
bullshit out of my face.
Define strongest, because if we're talking about like muscle strength,
I'm saying who would win the
Captain
battle?
Marvel. Captain
If we- like,
Marvel
one-on-one.
is strong because she has a photon blast, which is not necessarily like muscle.
I think
Out of the-
strength in this case would be like who would win in a fight.
Yeah, out of the OG of Avengers, Thor is probably the best Avenger.
And then lastly is Captain America.
Yeah.
What? Out of the main Avengers?
Yeah,
Correct.
who would you pick as
Captain
last?
America could body Black Widow, and he'd body Hawkeye.
Yeah, well, he
Hawkeye was
has some
shooting
sort
his
of
arrow
like.
so far away that he wouldn't even see it coming. First of all,
He's
and
also
second,
secretly injected with things, and he has a vibranium shield, so he's not even a real person.
You know what? I think, Zach, you're gonna hate me, and I'm just doing this to get you ticked off. I think Captain
You
America
suck.
could beat Hulk with the wits.
at
and
what?
Just
At a
fighting.
game of chess, maybe. Yes. At a fight, no.
If you put him where Thor is, I think Captain America has a chance.
Captain America is a shield. Like that is his superpower. Is to have
Captain America had the best moment in the whole Marvel Cinematic
If you
Universe.
go
Bro,
for his legs,
He had
he's
the best
nothing.
moment.
Picking up the hammer is not the best thing.
It was the best moment.
No,
Going back to Avengers Ultron,
That's
where
the best moment of the movie.
huh?
You think that's the best moment of the movie?
you think that's the best
Endgame?
moment in cinematic history of Marvel?
You
It's-
think that's better when all the portals open up and all the people come through?
But that's part of it.
No.
No, it's
No.
not. You can't
No,
group up
I'm
5
not
minutes.
Do they happen in the same scene? Yes. Are they
No,
related? Absolutely not.
But also, Captain America was right in that scene because Captain America was strapping up the shield, getting ready to fight. Captain America's in that scene where everyone comes out, so it just adds to his GOAT status.
Yeah, but he has nothing to do with it. That was all
He
Doctor
does.
Strange.
What do you have to do it? He's the lone fighter.
Bro,
What?
he's a lone fighter. He would have
Honestly,
got
Doctor
pieced up.
Strange created that scene.
Yeah.
That scene was nothing without Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange set the tone because he was the one.
But you
who
guys don't
gave
even like Doctor
Thanos the
Strange.
Time Stone because that was the only way he saw them winning.
But you guys
And-
didn't like Doctor Strange.
No, I
didn't
love
say-
Doctor Strange.
What?
It wasn't top 3. It wasn't top 3. It wasn't honorable
He
mention.
doesn't deserve to be top three. I love Spider-Man too. He's not my top 3.
Ryan, I feel like you really can't talk much since you haven't seen Civil War. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
it really says a lot about Captain America.
Okay, so we're recording this. Today's Monday, correct? Today's Monday. We're going to record the podcast with Smitty and special guest Erwin on Tuesday. So I'm going to watch it after this podcast.
Erwin's watching them all in order too.
Okay, so Aaron will be able
We can
to.
have a
She's
Avengers
only on
podcast
number 2 though.
when she finishes.
This episode's going to air tomorrow, and then we'll record Tuesday. So it'll be some time difference. So by Tuesday's podcast, I will have watched Civil War, so I'll be more informed. But as of right now,
The Civil War debate was more about Bucky though.
Yeah, I know, but I think it'll give him more of a perspective of who Captain America is and kind of show his true colors, because that paints the whole picture of why him and Tony Stark have beef.
He thinks he's always right, and that makes him
but
dangerous.
Tony Stark,
Direct quote.
He leads with his heart, not his mind.
Yes, he's too emotional.
Tony Stark and Captain America had like continual beef in the first Avengers, and
Yeah, but now it's serious beef.
well, because it's Civil War, so I'm assuming so.
I mean, you said Cold War, so.
There's nothing civil about
It's
it.
the chilly war.
It's the
The
lukewarm.
lukewarm war.
Let me give you guys a woe fact about the Civil War.
The actual Civil War?
Or Captain America.
Civil
Okay.
War. It's Civil War and Revolutionary War.
Yep.
The Revolutionary War should have actually been called the Civil War, but the Civil War wasn't actually a civil war because the South seceded, so they established themselves as a different country. So technically it was two countries clashing, but the Revolutionary War, the colonists were all British, technically. So that's kind of technically a civil war.
So they hadn't claimed themselves to be a new.
Yeah.
They had.
Well, they had like a Declaration of Independence, but they didn't have.
So that means a revolution just means fighting against the powers that are higher than you, right?
Essentially, yeah, but
So
they were
I
all
would
still
consider
technically.
that a revolution.
They were all technically British citizens still.
Yeah, but like any revolution is against the people that are in power. Like, you know, like the French. Is there a French Revolution?
Yes,
That
yes.
was against like the monarchy
bourgeoisie versus
And
monarchy.
Yes.
of their own country.
The beheading of.
I love the French Revolution.
You love it?
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
You love the guillotine?
It's my favorite. Yes, it's my favorite revolution.
Not
That's
Dan-
the one with the Bastille.
Yep.
I'm
I
not
like
very
Dance Dance
history.
Revolution.
I took a class that was called the history of revolutions, like the transatlantic revolutions or something, and I don't remember that.
There's a Spanish Revolution too. I don't know anything about it.
And we're
the
Spanish. So.
Spanish-American War. But
Anyways, back to Marvel.
I like history.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't.
But you have to admit, if you don't think Captain America's hammer lifting was number one, you have to admit it's top 3.
In the movie?
It's definitely cool.
In the movie?
Yeah, definitely in the movie, but I'm saying like in general.
No, not like across the whole like cinematic Marvel. I wouldn't put it top 3.
What's your top 3?
All right.
Off the cusp.
Off the cusp?
Well,
the Portals is number 1.
Cusp meaning that you haven't thought of it.
Number 1 for sure.
Okay, I'm okay with you guys saying that's number 1. I'll settle.
Okay.
I also podcasting.
No. I also think like when Thanos like got rid of everybody, I would also put that in there because at that point, like when Infinity War came out, nobody expected that to actually happen.
That was shocking.
So I would also put Thanos making everybody disappear.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I mean, it sucked, but yeah, it was good.
I was pissed when that happened, and I had to wait a year to watch the next one. I was pissed.
Well, we were just like, are you kidding me? Like he actually did it?
Yeah, I was like, there's no way they're gonna lose this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's impossible.
I actually really, really like the scene where, like, in the first Iron Man, when he makes the suit, and then he like comes out and like starts killing everyone.
So you think that's a better scene than Captain America be worthy in lifting Thor's
You know
hammer?
what I think is a better scene than that,
or
equal
the hammer
is when Vision hands Thor his hammer.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's just
we're like, let's go.
I'm sure there's like a big explanation, but Vision's also not human, so, and he's like the ultimate righteous like person, so he's instantly worthy.
Technically, Captain America isn't human because he's injected with a whole bunch of shit.
Captain America's human. He's just on roids.
But what I'm saying is if you're gonna say that, like, I can't argue that they're not equally as cool. You know what I'm saying?
But it was developed over Age of
but,
Ultron, where Captain America half lifts it, and
I would definitely say that
he was fake lifting it. Everyone saw that coming.
But like, I would agree with Ryan that like Captain America's is a lot more dramatic and like
it was.
It's a lot better than Vision being like.
I think that was good because they set it up with like the whole like everyone trying at the beginning and everyone he was like none of you are worthy, and then he just hands it to them and everyone's like.
I love when they're like, but if the hammer is in an elevator, will it still go up?
Elevator's not worthy.
Elevator's not worthy. Love it.
But I also think that because that moment is placed where it is, like in the movie, that's why people love it so much.
Yeah.
You know, like they're desperate, they need something, and then all of a sudden that happens.
That's what a moment is the timing of everything coming
together. You know what
because you said a moment was 5 minutes.
Here's what happened. Ready? Listen. Captain America had the opportunity to lift the hammer when he wasn't around a bunch of people and didn't. And he waited till there was a battle scene to do it, to steal the attention away from the battle because he was an attention seeker. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So none of you guys were there, obviously, but I was on record calling other people attention seekers, and now Bridget has just taken that whole argument away from me when it counts. So you are the attention seeker.
I told you that Captain America, isn't that what we were arguing?
Yes.
I don't remember. I think that we were arguing.
Well, he was saying Captain Marvel is an attention seeker because she only comes around with big fights. But then we were saying, well, Ryan, she has to take care of the whole entire universe. Like that shit happened to everybody. And then Ryan's like, oh, well, she's an attention seeker and I don't like her haircut.
You paused. Wait, what did you say?
That, Ryan.
I didn't hear that last part. What did you say?
And I don't like her haircut.
Yeah, she's an attention seeker and I don't like her haircut.
Why'd you have to cut her hair? It was perfect the way it was.
I don't think
Why does anyone cut their hair, Ryan?
I don't think Ryan fully understood that Captain Marvel had to take care of everything that exists.
Well,
Meanwhile, the Avengers only have to take care of the Earth, and no
my
other
brain
planet
doesn't
has
work
the
well.
Avengers to take care of them, so Captain Marvel has to do it.
My brain doesn't work well. If I don't see her doing it, I just assume it doesn't happen.
Ryan, I'm gonna say snippet that out from the podcast. My brain doesn't work well. I'm gonna make it a GIF.
Please. That would be a good. Yeah, it's official. It's called GIF, not GIF.
No, it's not GIF.
No, it is a GIF. It is a GIF.
It's GIF.
Yeah, it is
not
GIF.
GIF.
I say GIF.
It is GIF.
Because again, my brain doesn't work well, so
Brain doesn't work well.
I was on the GIF wagon, and then somehow my brain got warped in college, where everyone called it GIF. So then I got warped calling it GIF, but I was always on the GIF, and then I found out it was GIF, and GIF just sounds better. Because
thanks for coming back home, Ryan.
Everybody here calls it water. Just
Water.
Water.
Not water. Water.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Well,
Is that like them saying cheesesteaks?
Yeah.
Well, a little. It's more of an accent thing, but yeah,
now.
we say cheesesteaks now.
We do.
well, you guys also like Joel and
Less of a mouthful than steak and cheese.
Philly's instant betas.
Remember when Zach was like, "What about one of those like steak and cheeses?" I was like,
Oh, honey, you mean a Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah, I had one. I'm like, oh my gosh, doesn't have grease to clog all my arteries.
Yeah.
What was the place we went to?
Honestly, the ones from Conley, which we didn't get them there.
Which is on campus.
Yeah,
on
we
Villanova's
went
campus.
there. Where we got the meatball subs, Ryan, and you got the sandwich.
Yeah.
That's like the best cheesesteak I've ever had.
Yeah.
Well, what was the place we went to watch the Seton Hall Villanova game?
Yeah.
And St. John's.
That
right?
was at Xfinity though. So that
No, we didn't watch the St. John's game.
Oh, you're talking about the men's game?
Yeah, we went.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Where
That was
were
like
we watched that?
What?
What was the building called that we watched that at? The what?
Xfinity.
Oh, Xfinity. So the steak and cheese at Xfinity was literally like a heart attack at 40 waiting to happen.
That's the problem with the chain ones. That's
Where-
what like
where
Edwin
was it,
Pat and
Geno's?
Geno's. What was it? Geno's?
Yeah.
It was Geno's.
Yeah, that shit was brutal.
I don't think I've ever had Geno's. I've only had Pat's.
Smart. Yeah, I mean, me and Ryan go visit you guys at Villanova, surprise Bridget for her birthday weekend, and you guys don't have the courtesy to take us to a decent Philly cheesesteak spot.
I told you Conley, and neither of you wanted one. Not my fault.
Also,
Did you tell us?
Geno's
I don't know if you
considered one
informed
of
us
the
that it was
top
the best
two.
cheesesteak.
Yeah, Geno's is considered one of the top 2 places in Philly.
Oh.
Pat's and Geno's are like
The best.
the most famous, I think, probably because they're like right across from each other. Like in the same area of the city, the original ones, and so
They're the same
they're like in competition with each other. But I've only ever had
So
Pat's.
technically, we did take you to top 2.
So
But you didn't like it. Not my fault.
does that mean Philly cheesesteaks are just overrated if they're top 2?
I do like Wawa.
Wawa.
Wawa. Wee Wawa. I like Wawa though. Wawa is a hot commodity.
Wawa
On the
is
drive
the
back
goat.
from Texas, I did see a couple Wawas.
Yeah.
Wawas are cool.
Wawa's not a specific Pennsylvania thing?
It's like
No.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey. It's like
Yeah, I'm about to say, I remember driving back.
Like New Jersey and below, they have Wawas.
on the East Coast.
On the East
They have
Coast.
them in Florida.
Florida's always just taking everything because most of Florida's population is people that lived in different states for their whole lives and moved down there.
Or
If you guys want a good show to watch, I don't know if you guys knew this, but when Hurricane Katrina hit Florida, it destroyed and a bunch of other hurricanes that have destroyed snakes sanctuaries.
Aw.
And they released the snakes into the wild, and the snakes are going and eating entire ecosystems of animals. So so all of southern Florida is just infested with snakes. So there are snake hunters who go and they have to kill the snakes. And the show just follows these snake hunters who go through like the Everglades and like different parts of southern Florida and hunt the snakes. And it's actually super cool to watch.
So
That's
the
really
snakes,
scary.
the snakes weren't originally native to Florida.
What's the
No.
term for that?
They were like Asian. They were like from Asia, and like so the snakes are like
Why do people still do that?
Yeah.
Has
I
no
don't know
one
why there's still
noticed
snakes.
that you can't take an animal from one place and move it to another place and everything's gonna be okay?
Ever?
How many times is this gonna happen?
You
So
mean
like snakes. So like there was videos of like snakes eating deer. Snakes were like they're killing crocodiles and
They eating
alligators.
deer?
Yeah, like they're destroying the whole ecosystem.
Oh my
When was
God.
it? Oh, Katrina.
But this is going on now.
Well, also all like the southern half of the United States, they have a wild pig epidemic,
Really?
That
wild
doesn't
boar
sound
epidemic. Yeah,
awful.
like boars just taking over.
What
like,
are they killing?
But don't people eat boar?
Like no, but this is wild boar, so like their meat like does not
Isn't
taste
good.
good at all.
It's probably
Okay.
mostly fat usually.
Yeah,
Like
they eat all
Pumbaa?
like, the vegetation for other animals that can't eat it. So like deer can't eat it, those kind of animals.
Hmm.
And in Texas, you could pay $1,000 for a helicopter, $1,000 for a helicopter and like an AK-47, and be in that helicopter and shoot down boar hordes.
Oh, like as like a game.
Yeah, because they need population control, and unless everyone in the state comes together, like trying to shoot as many as they see, they're like the population's infinitely increasing. So I was reading a Sports Illustrated article where
How come I didn't do that when I was in Texas?
like
Did you think to buy a helicopter and an AK-47 or to like
No,
no,
you
like rent out
rent
like
it for an
rent-
hour or something?
like
Yeah, you rent
businesses
it.
have started from
So
just
it's like an activity.
yeah.
Yes. Sunday fun day.
Yep.
You know what? That's so smart because it's like
It's killing
it's
two birds with one
it's
stone.
revenue and it's getting rid of
starting a
your
business
problem.
and yeah, killing wild boars.
Literally having other people pay you to do your job.
But yeah, you guys should. I think there's like a short documentary or like series about it too, like the snakes one, where they just go into these like different businesses. Like there's multiple businesses in different states doing this, just killing wild boar populations. It's very interesting.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's good
Hey.
stuff.
Or Pumbaa, but
I did not think this conversation would go from Marvel to killing snakes and pigs.
What happens when you
We
have a
talked about
dynamic
Marvel
crew?
all afternoon.
Take it multiple ways.
Sure.
That's,
What were you saying, Brianna?
So we already talked about Marvel all afternoon, so
True.
That's true, but
I already yelled at
so
Bridget and Brianna about Bucky. So
I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that Captain America is the worst Avenger.
I agree.
bottom three.
a worst Avenger.
Negative
Bottom three.
5.
Are you saying Marvel Universe or just the Avengers?
Who's the worst Avenger?
matter.
Brian?
Marvel.
Out of like the main ones?
Yeah.
Like I don't hate any of the Avengers, so it's weird saying bottom. But if I'm just saying like who's the last one I'd want on my team, it'd probably be Black Widow.
It'd be the Hulk.
Oh yeah, the Hulk.
You can't have a strategy with him.
Yeah,
You can control him. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Black
yeah.
Widow? Are you serious?
Black Widow's a match. She's a perfect strategist, bro.
depends on the situation.
He's the best.
Okay, so if it's just like
Well,
taking down like a local gang or something,
Why are you like this, Ryan?
because I'm like in a fighting stance, like I feel attacked.
dude, let's take
Like Black Widow.
I'll make that a GIF too.
Yeah, this is GIF 1. If I'm in like have to take down a gang or something, like Black Widow or Hawkeye usually do, I'm more than happy to have them because they'll do the bulk work and I'll just kind of like close my eyes and shoot someone. Like, I don't want to see I kill him. I feel
Okay.
bad killing someone.
killed aliens.
I'm saying me. I'd feel bad.
No, but what I'm saying is like you're saying.
But I'd
that-
rather have Hulk kill aliens than Black
Gang.
Widow.
I would definitely. I mean,
I'm saying if I had to choose one of the original Avengers
yeah.
to kick off my team, it'd be Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk is a
Kick it
little
off, yeah.
unpredictable, but I wouldn't be able to deal with Captain America trying to be righteous all the time.
He's not righteous.
He's
He's the
like,
moral
all right, guys,
compass.
here's what we're gonna do. I'd be like, shut up! I'm gonna make a plan this time.
You're telling me you'd tell Captain America to shut up.
Yes, and then I would throw Thor's hammer at him because I'm worthy.
You are worthy, bro.
You can pick up Thor's hammer, but you can't do multiple push-ups.
It's not about strength, it's
not
about
heavy.
being worthy.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
Yeah.
but a hammer has a certain amount of weight to it anyways.
Yeah, but
Don't
don't
you
you
see
see
how
how
I can throw a normal hammer? Or if it's the weight
Brianna,
of a
what's your-
normal hammer.
What's your worthy qualities then? What makes you worthy?
the same qualities that make
Yeah, I am similar to Thor. My rugged good looks and my
Why do you make your good looks rugged?
I don't know.
Because Thor's are.
Thor's are working.
Ryan, you would know better, bro. You call Thor handsome.
Yeah, but that's because Thor's a handsome guy.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm saying you would know better about his rugged good looks.
I like long hair Thor better than short hair Thor.
That's weird.
Appearance wise.
What?
That's
Wrong.
weird.
Character wise,
Incorrect.
short
That's
hair
weird.
He
That's
braids
weird.
his long hair.
Zika.
Thor.
That's
Why is that weird?
Cause who likes
weird guy.
a man with not like braids because some braids look good, but like one or two sprinkled in the hair. No one wants that.
All I'm
No
saying.
one wants on a girl. That's just not good hair.
Okay, not fat long hair Thor.
Obviously. I would hope you wouldn't think he was more attractive. Ryan.
Some people just like the dad bod. I don't know. I can't.
That's not a bad
It's
bod. That's way past the down bod.
Yeah.
That's an elite dad bod. That's top.
I think we can all agree that Thor in the first Thor movie is not as handsome as the rest of them because he's too blonde and his hair is too short.
Yeah.
It's like at a weird in between height.
No,
Length.
the best is when they shave it. Ragnarok. Not shave it, but cut it.
I like when his yeah.
Oh, they cut it for battle, right? You had to cut it for battle.
Yeah, for the battle.
Yeah.
The old guy that can't see.
That's Stan Lee. But for the guy that's blind, he did a pretty good job.
He's my honorable mention, Stanley.
That's so
Every
true.
Stan Lee character has a good honorable mention.
Yeah.
Just Stanley in general.
And
because he in some movies he has like a role that like isn't even a thing, and in some of them he plays like a pretty critical role. Like the haircut scene wouldn't make sense without Stan Lee, but the scene in Ultron where he's like drunk.
Yeah.
You know, like
I wouldn't say he has any critical roles, but I'd say he has more.
I think it's funny how he puts himself in there.
yeah.
It's
I just mean critical in that like it wouldn't make sense without him.
Okay.
Like they could have used someone else. They could have used anyone. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like a pivotal in the looks department.
He actually cut his hair.
Yeah.
As opposed to he was just drunk and carried out for no reason.
So I'm not like hardcore Marvel, so obviously that's been proven because I don't know half the names. But what's the
Thorax?
Thorax, yes. What's the name of at the end the lady that's on the unicorn?
Oh, the Valkyrie.
Oh, the Valkyrie.
Yeah, she's Valkyrie.
She's a good underrated
I
character.
forget what's her name though.
They were just calling her Valkyrie.
They called her
Yeah.
Valkyrie, and I was like, isn't that like a unit?
It's
Like
the
the Valkyrie.
woman warriors.
Yeah. But they
Now-
just call her Valkyrie. I don't know.
Which Marvel movie, the ones that have been announced, are you guys most looking forward to? That will air
Black Widow.
in 6 months.
Black Widow, November 6th, 2020.
I'm pretty excited for the second Black Panther.
That's a good one.
I haven't heard of all the release. I'm gonna be honest, only heard of that one.
They put a release out of like the next to like 2023 of like 9 new movies.
Disney or Marvel?
Marvel did.
Disney, because Disney owns Marvel now.
Yeah, but like, is it only Marvel movies or is it Disney, like all Disney movies? Because I saw something today about like Mulan is being pushed back and stuff like that. So is that what you mean?
Oh no! Like they have like a timetable of like specific like Marvel movies, not Disney.
Okay.
9 of them?
Yeah.
I wonder
So
if
look, like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Black Widow. What else?
I'm excited for the.
I think they're gonna do another Ant-Man. They're gonna do one, with the one with Thor, the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then like obviously, and then they're gonna do some with, because at the end of Endgame when Captain America gave Sam his shield,
Yeah.
you're gonna do one with that. They're probably gonna keep freaking that piece of shit, Bucky, and somehow, but he's a garbage can.
What a piece of shit.
Okay, yeah, he killed someone's parents.
Captain America finally got to be the love of his life.
I'm sure all of the
True,
Avengers
bro.
have killed someone's parents by accident at least.
Nope,
They all
Just-
killed that little boy.
just
in
bad guys.
Tokyo.
I'll say
that was an accident.
a really good moment I liked in Endgame when Thor gets to see his mom again. I was like, Miss you, Mom.
Thor.
A really good part I liked was the reuniting of Spider-Man and Iron Man, as well as Rocket and Groot.
I love Teenage Groot.
they're
hilarious.
I am Groot.
I think just like the whole premise, like
Baby
how they
Groot is
interact
so
with
cute.
him.
I love the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's
Yeah,
so
when
funny.
he's dancing around. I love
It's
that.
so funny.
He's like, then he kicks Drax for breaking the
and then
thing.
he breaks the thing and he like beats
like,
up Drax. Yeah.
See, I in modern movies, a hack to getting publicity for it is creating a cute baby character.
You know what? Why not?
Like Baby Drax.
Oh my god.
Baby
Baby
Groot.
Drax would be so cute.
Baby Drax. So good.
Baby Groot. They did Baby Yoda, and they did the Baby Peanut. Remember the peanut?
Who's Peanut?
Baby Peanut.
What's the peanut?
Mr. Peanut?
Mr. Peanut. Yeah, Baby Mr.
What?
Peanut. Even though I saw a funny tweet, nothing good has happened since
Mr. Peanut.
Baby Peanut has entered the world.
Like from the.
That's not a movie, but I'm just naming baby
I
characters.
don't know.
Maybe the people saw how much of a success Baby Groot was, and they decided to do a baby.
I don't disagree with that statement.
I love Drax and
Mantis.
Mantis's relationship.
Like, you are beautiful on the inside.
I love like the initial meeting of the two also in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Hilarious.
Ugly. Ugly?
Oh, Drax was just telling me I'm ugly. You're not ugly.
He's like, what are you doing? I am smiling.
I also love Drax's laugh because it's so like outrageously loud and awkward.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
boisterous.
Oh,
She just revealed your deepest, darkest secret.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Oh gosh.
Drax.
What about Nebula? How do you feel about her?
Oh, I like Nebula. She turned the corner, but then she was kind of the reason that
Yeah, but it's not her fault because she was
I know, but like
programmed.
it's not her fault, but like it's also her fault because she's her. Just same way it's Bucky's fault that he killed Tony's parents.
Okay,
when he's a
she
piece
sucks
of shit.
though. Like her
At the end of the day.
voice sucks.
She's a robot, Brianna.
I don't care. She doesn't contribute anything other than disaster and being the worst. I hate her.
How much of a brain like twist must it be that if you're Nebula having to shoot yourself?
Yeah.
Well, I think she actually hated her past self.
I'd do it.
That can be symbolism for her killing her past self into the future. That's
Ah.
why, folks. That's why I got the communication.
I didn't fully understand the whole time travel thing because, like, I understand what
I just keep talking about.
Yeah, Mom, get out.
Oh, special guest Carmen.
Mom, we're doing something. I didn't fully understand the whole thing with the time travel because, like, I understood what, like, Banner was saying, where, like, when your present self goes back in time, it now becomes, like, your future self, and your future self can't kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when they're trying to explain why Black Widow couldn't come back, or when Hulk and Nebula were explaining time travel, I did not. I took like 5 tries.
This is when Bruce Hulk, the hybrid, was explaining why time travel it isn't like you can't even kill a butterfly.
You can't kill baby Thor and not Thor, baby Thanos, and for it to be okay. Kind of.
Yeah, right. And I kind of understood his reasoning, but I don't understand how like if you go back in time, when Captain America goes back in time and lives the rest of his life.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part.
I didn't either.
Because how did he get to that exact point?
So ready? I know how. So do you remember when Iron Man and Captain America go back into the 70s?
Yeah.
They only needed 2 more, but he took a handful of them.
Yeah.
And it's for that reason.
Right. But what I don't
That's
understand is like he was able to live his life with Peggy, presumably.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But he had already, like, she had already lived that life and married another guy, and like that affected everything that in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Knowing that he came back old.
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't like left there, and then I'm like, but then he's there. But who's this old guy?
Not all reasons are perfect, okay?
Not only that, but like, like, did everything that he already had done, like, still happened? You know?
So he lived 2 lifetimes.
Pretty much.
Which
Captain
doesn't
America
seem fair.
cheated.
But that's
no
also
surprise
Captain
there.
America's story because he was born in the 40s, not 40s. He's living in the 40s. See, he lived 2 lifetimes anyway. So,
Like, so then if he had gone back in time now, would he be an old man? Or would he go back to being young and then he could get back in the ice and then do it all over, you know?
What, like, could he not just, as his old self, go back in time to when he was young and then come back and then be young again? And, you know, like, why can one happen but the other can't?
Bridget,
You know
I don't know how time heisting works. So
I don't
couldn't
either.
answer that.
I don't either.
I think that's an answer that we shouldn't have answered because I don't think there's a good answer.
Okay.
It's a hole in the plot.
But Captain America is definitely top 3 for that reason, though. So do we have any other?
I would like to say that Captain America is also clingy AF.
Like,
He had a picture of Peggy in his little thing, locket, before they even kissed. When he, like, you know, that's a lot.
that was weird. And
It's-
also,
Real creepy vibe.
That's called being
question.
chivalrous.
Does anyone else find it weird that he made out with Peggy's niece?
Yes.
So weird.
Very weird.
It's not weird, and I'm gonna tell you why.
You haven't seen that movie yet, so watch the
Yeah, I
movie.
know you know. You know what we're talking about.
I appreciate you saying that because I had no reason to say why it wasn't weird.
Yeah, you can't say it's weird. I was like, well, you dated her aunt.
What movie is that?
Civil War.
Cold War.
Cold War.
All right, so I'm definitely gonna give my analysis on the next podcast about Civil War. because
Incest
It's a pretty good.
it's a big
one.
hole in my
My
argument,
opinion.
but I'm gonna find a way to keep it.
Okay.
Do we have any other Marvel takes? How long have we been going, Zach? Do you know? Because
I don't think this tells you like a time.
No.
I don't know how this works.
It might tell you because you're the one recording it. So
11:30.
11:30. So
I don't know what time we start. I think this has been going for 45 minutes, but
way longer.
At least.
I don't know how it's still recording though, because there's only 4-minute limit.
Who cares?
It
you
said
added time.
It said it was updated. I think Zoom is now doing it for free now, like updating it and letting people go for unlimited amounts
Thank you,
of time.
Zoom.
Yeah, shout out to Zoom. They're not a sponsor, but thank you, Zoom.
They can be.
Zoom, you could be a sponsor.
Zoom is a better Avenger than Captain America.
What?
Yeah.
Anchor is the best Captain America. You want to know why? Because Anchor. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna give So do we have any other Marvel takes before we wrap this baby up? Or if you want to talk about something else, I mean.
Are we gonna say the hill you die on thing?
Oh, good point. I really forgot about the hill you die on. So
You want to introduce it, Ryan, or you want me to?
You're probably better at explaining it because it'll take me 10 minutes.
So typically when it's me, Ryan, Smitty, and Hennessy, we do the hill you die on, and we'll do a topic for the day, like driving or like school or eating, whatever, or sports. But we're going to ask you, Bridget and Brianna, the hill you'll die on, and it could be any category in the world. So basically what the hill you'll die on is an idea or philosophy you have that no matter what anybody says, it's never changed since you were young or since you were 1 day old. Doesn't matter.
It could be a popular or unpopular opinion you have.
Okay, mine is that I pour my milk before cereal when I am eating cereal.
Okay.
You have a reasoning for this, though, right?
I do have a reasoning for this. It's because, so you pour the milk to the desired amount, and then you pour enough, or you put enough cereal in the bowl to only cover like the top layer of milk, so that when you're eating it, listen, so that the bottom doesn't get soggy, because no one likes soggy cereal. If you fill it with too much cereal, the bottom gets soggy, and then by the time you get to it, it's gross. So you only keep a layer of cereal on the top, you eat it, and then you pour more cereal, and then you can keep going.
What?
That is.
Do you like soggy cereal?
No, I just eat my cereal in a reasonable time where it doesn't get soggy. I don't let it sit in order for it to get soggy.
The bottom, once the cereal touches the milk, it starts sogging. So
I don't want to eat my dry cereal on top of milk.
That's what I'm saying. You mix it around. You'll be fine.
Mix it around by pouring the milk.
And then they'll all get soggy.
Yeah.
The cereal does not.
You need a little moist to it.
The amount of milk you've poured is dictated by the cereal, not the other way around.
Boom.
So you don't pour enough milk so that it gets to at least the level of the cereal?
No.
You pour the cereal and then you pour the milk, and once the cereal starts rising, you stop.
So that means the bottom is exposed to milk the whole time, which means
not if you mix it around. The top, right? In my scenario, right? You pour the cereal constantly. Not if you're eating it.
Yeah.
You're not letting it go for a swim.
Working it down, but if you're taking your time and eating
I don't eat my cereal as fast as you then, because
it's a bowl.
Mine starts getting soggy the second it touches the milk, which means I just want to eat the wet cereal immediately.
2 questions. What kind of cereal are you using?
Yep, that's
any type of cereal. Doesn't matter.
No, that's so wrong. That's so incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Every cereal has a different soggy rate.
I like them all as crunchy as they are in the box.
Then don't even put milk.
No.
Then don't put milk.
I like them wet but crunchy.
Bro.
You get the crunch and then you get like a swig of milk with it.
If anything, that makes even more sense to do the opposite. So you can put the cereal and then put a little bit of milk and then mix that all around.
No, because then it's at the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Again, no matter what you say, we're never going to change our opinion.
This is an important question.
What?
What are your favorite cereals?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Fruit Loops.
I like
I don't eat cereal.
I like Special K Chocolatey Delight.
But when I do, I pour the milk first.
I like the Chex Mix.
Ooh, I like Crave.
Chocolate Chex Mix.
Crave? Crave is actually the worst soggy cereal, and it becomes soggy like that.
Yeah, that's why you have to put the milk in first.
Your cereals are the 3 worst cereals I have ever heard of. You guys clearly are not cereal people.
No.
So I'm going to argue this hill.
I didn't finish.
Very harshly.
I didn't finish. I also like Kix berries. Captain Crunch berries.
I like Cheerios.
Ryan, how would you rate those top 3 on a scale of 1 to 10?
What's your favorite cereal then?
Let me rate yours first. Your only good ones you had were Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch, but if you eat only those, you're gonna look like Thor in the Endgame.
We don't need cereal.
So
clearly.
Ooh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's good.
Crunch.
Give me 1 second. 1 second.
It's not Cinnamon Toast Soggy. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's not Cinnamon Toast Sog in the milk.
If you want the crunch, why don't you just eat it regular?
Because it
gets dry. This is a cereal.
Yeah.
You don't want it dry, but you don't want it soggy. There's an in-between.
It even makes more sense to do the opposite.
No.
There's a reason why cereal commercials, when they're pouring the milk, there's already cereal in it. They're not pouring the milk first and dumping it.
Cereal commercials use glue so that the cereal doesn't sink. Okay, so you can get out of here with that.
Well, Honey Bunch of Oats is the best cereal. That's a fact.
Yes.
Okay.
Second one's Cocoa Puffs.
Those ones have a quick sogging rate.
Okay, says you.
They do.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Frosted Flakes have a quick soggy rate.
How slow do you eat your cereal? Like, a bowl of cereal should be gone in between 3 to 5 minutes.
Yes, and that's plenty of time for it to get soggy.
Not if you're actually just eating the milk. Like, not if you're like just mixing it around, moving it. So some parts are on top, not in the sog, and some parts are.
Maybe you don't like it as crunchy as I do. I like it very crunchy, and
If you like it very crunchy, don't put milk at all.
No, because then you're eating.
I'm not gonna
Then
eat
your
dry
mouth gets
cereal.
dry.
You
No,
need
You
I know.
are eating
That's
dry
the
cereal.
What Bridget should do is have a bowl of cereal and a glass of milk, eat some cereal, then just drink the milk and
You
mix
might
it.
as well. That's a better option.
Well, what if we like eating it the other way?
I've done that before.
That's a serial killer move.
That is not a serial killer move.
It is a serial
That's
killer
a
move.
serial eater move.
that was good.
Cross my.
That was good.
That's the quality content we put you on here for. So, thank
But
you.
Ryan is right. Honey Bunches of Oats should be a staple in an American diet.
I've
Yep.
never had that cereal before.
Honey Bunches of Oats is the best cereal that you think it's healthy, but it's actually loaded with sugar, but you can't really taste the sugar, so you just assume it's like organic.
Give me more clusters.
Special K chocolatey delight.
No, chocolate shouldn't be in cereal.
It's chocolatey delight.
I don't. Cocoa Puffs is good. I like Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs is all right.
It's not my top
I'd
three.
go, I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch more.
What about chocolate Chex?
I don't like chocolate and cereal, bro.
Chocolate Chex is good.
I don't like Chex cereal. I like Chex Mix, like Chex Mix cheddar. or something.
Have you had chocolate Chex, Ryan?
Probably at school, yeah, because
We
They
had
had
it at school. I used to eat a bowl for dessert every day.
they had a year at Worcester where they only put the healthy cereals and only put like one or two good ones. It's tough times to get those cereals.
Also, with cereal, they should also, instead of making it a breakfast food, they should transform it to a dessert because
How?
it's a dessert.
Oh, just because it's like.
It's
so
not
sugary?
breakfast. Not breakast.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Brianna, do you have a hill that you'll die on?
That's a long
Are you
one.
gonna-
of cereal.
Are you gonna piggyback off hers?
Do I like? I'm trying to think of something.
It can be
Yeah, but-
anything. It can be Marvel related. Anything that, like, no matter what, you would argue till you die. Even no matter how much is proved Bridget wrong right there, she's still gonna say that.
All right, should we name one of ours first? Because
Yeah.
silence on a podcast is not ideal for
Can you just edit it out?
Just do it.
Ryan, just go.
that. Take a lot of effort and time
Just do it.
watching it.
Go, bro.
Nike. Okay, my hill to die on for the day is that I just kind of came on. So, ready? I used to be a big Nike shoe guy, mostly because those are the only ones on the market. But now I'm flipping the switch. I got some Brooks running sneakers, and like I've been enlightened, and I'm starting to realize that Nike has the worst running shoes of all time. Like they're built to last a month,
I think I would agree with that.
which I mean,
We're in Nike school.
Not shoes in general, running shoes. Like if you're gonna run,
like tennis shoes, like sneakers that you just wear casually, like sneakers or running shoes.
I wouldn't wear Nike shoes to run
wouldn't,
unless
yeah.
I was given them
yeah.
for free by my school. But I wear them as casual shoes. You're saying that they're bad as casual shoes too?
Like even casual shoes, like because
Your shoes get
Oh,
destroyed so fast.
Yeah,
though.
I don't know what you do in your shoes, but
That's true, bro.
Your shoes look like you go.
I think you tie them too tight.
I think you. It looks like you go
it looks
to.
like you pull them.
It looks like you go to mow the lawn and like accidentally leave your shoes in front of them and mow over them, and then realize and then put them on.
I mean, for context, for people who don't know, my shoes get run down very quick, and we don't really understand why.
Yeah.
We do know why.
But I think I know why. It's because I used to be on a one shoe program where I just wear the same thing, so they run down quickly. And now I'm on two shoe program, and I switch back and forth.
Do shoot.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like
But
I think
this
that,
quarantine's been good on my shoes because I haven't had to wear them. So
That's good.
yeah, I think that like Nike, as much as they are a sportswear, like I don't think they make great running shoes, and I also think like a lot of their shoes are made for like style. So they're not made to be worn every day to like
Yeah.
exercise.
I've one thing to say is that I hate how Nike basketball shoes are only good looking shoes because all the Nike shoes have the athletes I don't want to buy from. Like I don't want to buy a LeBron shoe.
LeBron suck. Let me just say that real quick. I
Cool.
had them. I got the new LeBrons, the ones that just came out. I got them this year, and we did a running test, right? Like a beep test. And I run the literal first time I put the shoes on, and I run and I cut to like come back, and the shoe fell apart. I couldn't wear it anymore. It literally ripped.
So Zion Williamson, ooh.
Yes.
Too much
Like,
power.
You know how it's like a strap? They have the strap?
Yep.
Like the little like plastic piece that held the strap like snapped in half.
Wow. So Nike has a big problem on their hands with power.
And then I told them, and they gave me another pair. I was like, I don't want another pair. These shoes are trash. So then
what about Kyrie's?
Let me get to the point. Kyrie had so many cool looking shoes, but it was just like a moral obligation not to buy Kyrie Irving shoes.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew, but Ryan hates Kyrie Irving.
Why?
If you listen to any of the podcasts or
don't start him, don't get him started.
Any of my tweets, I was on that anti-Kyrie Irving bandwagon before anyone else was. I was hating him in February and March of last year.
Do not get Ryan started, guys.
Okay, and Kobe's?
So before his
don't speak ill of the dead.
I'm saying before his tragic demise, I never like by the end of his career I liked Kobe like because he became more personal, kind of like how Tom Brady's become more personal. I just didn't like Kobe like this once I saw at least on the internet. I didn't like any of them. So I have some KD ones and
I like KD's.
They're fresh as hell. And Kevin Durant used to be one of my favorite non-Celtic players. And then when he went to Golden State, I didn't lose all respect. But Stephen A. puts it nicely that I lost a lot of respect for KD. It was the weakest move by a superstar.
You have to quote someone there? You couldn't just have given your opinion.
No. My opinion is invalid unless I use a reference. Okay. But I have it. So I bought his KD shoes. They're really cool. I bought them late February, and I have not gone to wear them yet because literally 15 days later the whole world shuts down. Yeah. So I just have expensive ass shoes I can't wear. So maybe that's my hill to die on. That coronavirus is bad. That's my hill to die on.
Okay.
I will fight that to the death. That coronavirus is not good.
Okay, Zika?
Did me ramp have time to make a decision?
I have one, but you can go first.
Zika.
My hill to die on is when making cereal, you have to put the cereal first and then the milk because of so many logistics that I don't even want to get into it. But yes, it goes cereal and then milk. For any of you out there who don't know the proper way to make cereal.
Can I throw one more in before?
Sure.
I just thought of. So this is sticking to athletic gear stuff. I think KT tape works.
No, shut up. Go, Brianna.
Yeah, I've never used it before.
Well, I'm not even gonna entertain that idea. Go, Brianna.
Okay, mine is
trainers hate KT tape. Anyone that thinks they know science, but every time I put KT tape on, I feel like $1 million.
It's called my brain doesn't work.
I don't care how it works. I don't care how it works. As long as it works, it works. So if
you're such a sucker, bro.
If it's my brain, I wear it.
You're such a sucker.
My athletes dig it, so you know.
I'm gonna give you this magic juice, right? It'll make you stronger, faster, and more handsome.
And what if I'm just getting all the ladies? I'm benching 350, and I'm looking nice. I'm gonna credit the juice.
Okay.
All right, Brianna.
Okay, mine's also sports related.
It's basketball.
It's basketball related, actually.
You guys discussed this while we just weren't listening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, telepathically. That's weird. So, I strongly believe that when playing defense, man-to-man defense, you should, in the corners, you should force baseline. And
just a fundamental basic?
No,
because Harry Peretta forces middle.
What?
Yes.
You're forcing to more space?
He doesn't use the baseline as defender?
No, because he claims that your help is in the middle.
Yeah.
But the help
baseline is a defender.
Yep.
We are on your side.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'm not for the Harry slander because watching Harry coach is the most electric thing of all time. Like watching him go to a knee 5 times in one quarter when it's a tie game is simply like it's a game of itself. I'm watching the game on the court. I'm watching the game on the sideline of, is Harry going to make it through this game? So I'm all on Harry, but that's not good.
Yeah, you're all on him.
I feel like basketball 101 is
all up on him.
Forcing sideline is like the thing you learn on like your first week of playing basketball.
Yep.
Okay, I agree.
At least in the Northeast it is. I don't know about Pennsylvania though. They do some things kind of wacko.
So mad. And we would always get yelled at for it. But the thing is, like, in practice, like, I mean, I would always force baseline just because I've literally been doing it since I was 8 years old. Not 8, but like, you know. And like people would go baseline, but like not do anything with it, you know? Like go baseline and like kick it out or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're like, you gotta force middle. And I'm like, she didn't do anything.
She
did exactly what, like if she had gone middle, she could have gone middle, spun back, gone middle, like pull up jumper, gone middle, like
what's harder? What's harder?
So
a reverse layup under the basket or anything in the middle?
or anything else, literally. And they're like, all your help's in the middle. And I'm like, okay, then everyone has to come in. And then she has literally 1, 2, 3, like 4 options to kick it out. Like she could kick it out anywhere instead of if I force her baseline, cut her off at the baseline. I'm in front of her. She has like maybe one good passing lane, maybe.
All right, see, Brianna, 2 questions. One, do your teammates agree with that philosophy, or are they all against it?
That's a good question. I've never asked my teammates.
Ooh,
I've asked the other coaches,
mm-hmm.
and they all say the same thing. They're like, "Well, if the help's in the middle," and I'm like,
"The help is where you put it. The help is where you tell us.
The help is literally the baseline, and no one has to move."
I would say, yeah, the like it's another defender.
Like,
yeah,
it's so stupid, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people would agree, like because a lot of people on our team force baseline, like, and then we get yelled at, you know. Like it happens at practice. So I would like to assume that they agree, but I don't know.
That's an engaging
question.
question.
The new coach doesn't.
I was going to ask, the second question would be, what's the new coach's philosophy?
We haven't talked about it yet because we're in quarantine.
Not had practice yet.
I think that should be the first question you guys ask.
She did say that defense is big for her, which is good.
I mean, I could be a defensive guy, but my philosophies could be all wrong.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything about her breakdown of the defense. I'm just saying she cares about defense a lot.
Well, Harry didn't give a frick about defense. That's the problem. So maybe if she cares, she'll do it right.
Okay, all right. Let's relax the slander.
Yeah.
Harry's
slandering. He didn't.
Yeah. That's Coach Joe's job.
Coach Joe's job. Like that's what Coach Joe focused on defense, and he focused on offense.
What if Coach Joe is still the defense guy, and he still makes us go? Well, I can't say us anymore because I don't play. But it's you guys. Force middle.
Tell me, Coach Joe.
I'll prepare a presentation.
I'll literally make a PowerPoint. I will.
You make a PowerPoint presentation about it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting. But I don't see this conversation going. I think we've been over an hour now.
We're
That's what happens when you're best friends.
Oh my gosh. Are you just officially announcing this on the podcast?
I was talking to Zika. Specifically.
Knew it. Even though we have our serial differences, we can always put it aside.
You can be friends with anyone who likes
All right, that was the next one podcast. Thank you guys for coming on. It's we've been trying to get you guys on since before March Madness, like early March. So it's
I'm not gonna say I made this happen.
Asking us and us saying yes, and then you not coming up with a date or time. Yeah.
That's my planner's fault. Our intern, she's been slacking. She's been saving lives in the hospital, so we haven't had time.
It's Erwin?
She's our intern.
Okay.
How much do you pay her?
Experience.
Experience.
Slap it on your resume.
Yes, she will be getting more experience tomorrow on the podcast. She's getting credit, not college credit, but credit from us.
Just credit.
She's
Friend
getting
credit.
You can hang out with
credit. That should be good. But this is how we usually end it because I'm not good at ending things. Any last things you want to say to our vast audience before we wrap this baby up?
Could be anything. Could be one word. Could be a statement.
Love you.
Captain America sucks.
Whoa.
What?
Those were
Doesn't suck. You can say.
Nope.
Relax, Ryan. Relax.
Last
One
word.
statement, bro.
Okay, my last statement is you can say what you want about Captain America. You can say he's not top 3, but you can't say he sucks because when he picked up that hammer, oh, brother, I got the chills, brother. Oh, it was good. Captain America top 3, baby.
Bottom 3.
That's all you have to say?
Yep.
All right. For the Next One podcast, I'm Ryan Conley, along with not Brendan Smith, Zach Mahamo, not Brendan Hensey, but Bridget and Brianna Herlihy. This has been the 28th episode of the Next One podcast. And until the next one, thank you for listening, and go Captain America and Tom Brady.
Go Cats.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.